Hello everyone. So today I want to share one more frustration of mine. Not really a frustration, maybe frustration is not really the right word, but a challenge, a problem that I face regularly. Now I'm an Atlassian consultant. I work with my clients to help them get the most out of Atlassian tools. Jira being the most important tool when it comes to Atlassian tools because everything is centered around Jira. I quite like Jira. Jira is great. I've built my career, a successful career around Jira because I understood it and I was able to market it. I was able to build skills on top of it. And I consider myself fortunate because I got to work with individuals, companies, and different kind of people who want to do something with Jira. Now, Jira can be used for software development. Jira can be used for service desk, service management. But Jira can also be used, and in most cases, in a lot of cases, when people are trying to use Jira, they may not have, because that is how Atlassian is now projecting it. And Jira was originally built for software development, for software developers. But a lot of people use Jira for non-technical work or maybe just managing their work in Jira. Now, the problem is, the challenge is that, and this is something that I believe Atlassian, I don't know why, they haven't really improved. So I understand the flexibility and the complexity of the tool because Jira, there is no other tool like Jira, to be honest. There are some alternatives, but Jira is great for its ability of customization. Now the thing is, which I believe is not really too difficult problem to solve. When I'm working on something, and the problem is that Jira UI is too complicated for someone who's new to Jira. For example, if I'm new to Jira and I may have a software development background, that is not really the problem. In the beginning, because Jira is a configurable tool and there are a lot of things that you can configure, which is great, but at the same time, it is not really easy to configure the UI itself, which is my problem. Now, when I'm working with my clients, when I ask them, okay, we have this, so the way I normally work, I usually start with the requirement gathering workshop. I talk to them, I try to understand what they're doing, and then I spend time with them, and then I come up with a solution, which we of course try to build in the tool. At the same time, when we talk about these configurations in the tool, that is the easy part. But when it comes to actually using the tool, when people are trying to use the tool to do something, they are not always clear on the next steps and the next thing that they should be doing. Now, I understand when it comes to complexity, if a tool is complex, configurable, then there is a learning curve. At the same time, there is training involved, and that is where training is very important. You should always train your people who are going to use the tool. But I think there should be some way in Jira to make it configurable, the UI part. For example, if I'm a project manager, or if I'm just creating a project for or basically configured a project for some team, there should be a way to limit what I want to show on the screen. Because right now I can definitely collapse my sidebar, which is great, but that is not the default behavior. Even if I want to collapse, I still want the ability to, because right now on the left hand side, I can see a roadmap, I can see a backlog, I can see active sprints, I can see reports, I can see issues and component and code and releases and so on. So it may not be a simple problem. It may be a simple problem to simple thing to solve, but there should be some way in Jira. I'm just thinking, imagining where based on the role, you can configure what you want to show. And on data center version, of course, with the help of a script runner or maybe writing your own small plugin, you can actually configure these things. It is possible. So based on the role, you can hide and show things. And that is what I miss about Jira Cloud. On Jira Cloud, of course, cloud is, moving, or Atlassian Cloud, or when it comes to Jira on cloud, there is Forge, which eventually will become a proper way to automate, extend the features of the tool. But it is not really possible to easily modify the UI. And that is where I think Atlassian should probably do something about it. For example, even if I look at the details or more fields, Yes, you can add or remove fields, but there are certain elements that I really want to hide. And personally, I don't really like the idea of the workflow, the way workflow buttons are displayed. I mean, it is all right. Maybe I'm just complaining because I come from the data center version and I'm used to the buttons on top. And that is again a problem because when I ask someone to do it, for example, if if I've configured something for a role like Scrum Master or maybe a project manager, it should be very clear. The UI should be intuitive, and right now it says if you are a project admin, it will show you these actions button. So basically, these actions will, in a way, suggest. It is suggesting to me that I can click on it and I can take an action, but that is not how it works. You are basically looking at the workflow. You should be looking at the workflow transition buttons here on top. So which is not really a prominent thing, I guess. So it's not because there is so much noise here. There is like a lot is happening. If you compare it with the customer portal, that is where you only see limited options, and I quite like that, at least for the customers. But without training, it is very difficult to adopt Jira or to make it easy for people to rely on it to deliver. All right, that is it. That is what I wanted to talk about today in this video. I mean, I don't really have any solution for this because the solution is basically training. So spend time with if you are a consultant or admin, whatever role, if you are Jira evangelist in your company, just spend time with your people and have some, because you can't really ask people to read a documentation or watch a video. It can be a bit frustrating. Jira is a great tool, but there are some gaps, and these gaps are sometimes painful to fill. All right, that is it. That is it for today. Bye bye.